How are you doing, Harvey? Today we are doing some writing exercises to create like a summer romance. Basically, we're going to fall in love with ourselves. We've been doing it. Oh, that's so awesome. I'm so good. Yeah, so if you want to stick around, that would be cool. We've been doing this for 3 weeks now. It's been so awesome. I'm late, so the crew will arrive shortly, I believe. I'm getting us some music, some romantic music for our romantic moments. Hi, Cass. Okay, this is pretty nice. Yay. All right. That's changing my frantic, oh my God, I'm late energy and just kind of sinking in here with you guys for a minute. So something that was coming up in my awareness this morning was to talk a little bit about gratitude. Yeah, I'm so grateful too. And you're like a writer. I'm a writer. It's fun to play with writers and explore this different way of changing things through writing. But okay, so looking at the 5 elements of intimacy, and we talked about vulnerability a few days ago, I think. And today it was popping to talk about gratitude for ourselves, even when no one else can be grateful for us. Because sometimes, sometimes you're being so beyond this reality that others can't even get what's going on. They can't even get what you're being, what you're gifting, what you're facilitating. And being willing to have gratitude for yourself for showing up and for being that can gift you that self-love, that like deep love of yourself, knowing just that you make the world a better place. So our first prompt, I was just looking for something. Something to read to you guys, but maybe we'll jump into the first prompt. And I just want you to write down, if you have your book, and I know if any of you are catching this later, so I'm doing this on Instagram Live, but I've been also uploading it to my YouTube channel. So if you're catching the replay, if you want to catch the replay, it's over there. So the first prompt today is to look at gratitude for yourself. And it might start with like something that you do, but I want you to really tap into what you're being. Okay. So we often, we can be like, I'm so grateful that, I succeeded in this, or I created this, or whatever. And that's awesome. I love that. But also, like, can you acknowledge the energy that you're being, like the gift of your being in those scenarios? Okay. And okay, just start there. So we're just warming up with some list writing. So, and now, but write it in like, not from, I'm so grateful that I want you to write it as if you were a friend of you. And you're like, I am so grateful that Cass always gives such a warm and including energy. I'm so grateful that every time she shows up and smiles, I feel like it's okay to be me. So you're writing like as if you're writing to a friend. Hi, Jen. We are doing some writing prompts. Thanks for joining us. So Does that make sense, guys? So you're going to write this list of things that you're grateful for about you, but you're writing it from a perspective as if a dear friend was writing this. Like, I am so grateful. Okay? And I'll turn up the music for us. Trying vibing on this music here. There we go. Hello. Thanks for joining us. We are doing some writing prompts right now to some writing music. And so what you write down is, I'm so grateful for, and you're going to talk about what you're grateful for you, but from the perspective of like a really dear friend. Just like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for your generosity of spirit, your kindness, and on and on and on. And we're just warming up with some grateful exercises. Finish up those last thoughts because we're moving on pretty quick. All right. So we're going to go on to the next one. Hi, welcome. We're doing something kind of different today. We're doing writing prompts. We're just kind of hanging out and writing together, some writing music. If you're multitasking, I know people multitask. You can just like have these thoughts in your head as you go about. But I do want to point out there is something really magical when you put pen or pencil to paper. So if you can, just grab it out, make it, jot some stuff down. Okay. So now I want you to recall a time where you like overcame something, or you were like brave, like you leaped, you showed up, you you went beyond some limitation that you had. Okay. And this is a little loud. And I want you to write a little story about that. And you can do it in poetry form. You can just describe it. You can write it like it was a story, like once upon a time. Okay. So a time where you were brave. Thank you. Good. Thanks. Yeah, I like it too. I'm like, I gotta turn this up. I love writing music. It can like magically create the soundtrack, you know? It's like you see the movie in your head of what you're writing. Glad you're here. So we're writing about, oh, I was late too. No worries. We're writing about a time when we were brave or leapt into something we were unsure of or showed up for something, even though it might not have been easy. And we're doing it in story form, but of course, anyone can write it any way they want to. It could be a list or a poem. Woo! Good. And if you're a quick writer, you can write stories. This is really like claiming these courageous moments. And I'll just talk softly and you can totally ignore me if you're in the vibe and just writing. Go ahead and write. Okay. These moments of like bravery, of courage, of showing up, of taking that leap is when we become more of who we are. It's when we show up in our lives. And so when you can acknowledge those times and kind of through that acknowledgement, embrace that choice of being. This is part of where we fall in love with ourselves, right? If you think of any story, any book you've read, or maybe it's been like a movie you've watched or a TV show, when do you most fall in love with someone? when they show up, when they have like that, either that vulnerable moment or they have that courageous moment, when they develop beyond where they were and you see them grow as a person, where we can't help but love them. And so what if you couldn't help but love yourself? Where have you been really brave and acknowledged? Few more minutes here. Okay. Okay, this song, I got positive. This song just inspired. Okay, so if you're, hopefully you've wrapped up that story. If not, remember, you can always go to the YouTube channel. You can listen, you can write longer. Okay, last writing prompt of the day. So this is a piano version of the song I Wonder. And if you haven't heard it, you should check it out. It's so good. And in it, he's like, I wonder what it's like to be loved by you. So last writing prompt is if so what is it to be loved by you? Hi, Ava, welcome. We're doing some writing here together. We're hanging out and I'm giving some writing prompts. If you want to catch what you missed, this will be on the YouTube channel. So, okay, so you're going to wonder what it's like to be loved by you. So think of some of the great loves of your life and what energy were you with those people? What kind of little things would you do for them? But I want you to actually kind of go from as if you could be in their space, not necessarily be them, and actually receive. Oh, thanks. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. And you're going to write from like, what is it to be loved by you? So, but you're going to receive it from you to you. Does this make sense? I'm going to try and describe it one more time in case I don't make sense. So get a sense of, like, I can think of my first love. I was 16, maybe 15, 16. Doug Thompson. Yeah, you know who you are. and high school, just fell in love with this person. And I remember just like gazing at him. I remember looking at the details in his face and noticing the way he breathes. I remember like the way like he would kind of have this quirky smile thing that would happen, and the way that he could make people laugh. Okay, so like this is like me adoring him. I think of like oh my God, when I have my little babies, and just like so much love for those little magical creatures, right? And you're just like, oh my God, like they yawn and you're like, oh, but there's so much love there, right? And it's not from what they're doing, it's what they're being and all of the beautiful actions and inactions that they're taking. So the last prompt, as we listen to this song Wonder, and I'm actually probably going to start it again, is we're going to write, what is it to be loved by you, by ourselves? And what would it be like if you fell in love with yourself? How would you treat yourself? What would you notice? What are those little details? What would that energy, what would it like physically feel like? And what would it be like to be embraced and just basked in that energy? Okay, last prompt of the day. I love you. I'm so glad you're here. We're doing this every Wednesday, so if you want to come back. You guys need more time on that one? Maybe we need more. Let's do that one again. We're gonna do it again. That's short. But I ended mine with, I wonder what greatness you would be able to perceive that I cannot. If you guys want to share anything, go for it. I love engaging. As we start to wrap up today, I wanted to read something beautiful. The first one we did weeks ago, this incredible woman who's on here today, Miss Jojo, wrote this. Oh, beautiful beginning to my morning here. Yay! That makes me so happy. So Johanna wrote this, and it just like really touched me, and I wanted to read it to you all. And she said I could, so I asked her. So if you guys have stuff that you want to send in and you feel comfortable with me reading it and it pops, I will definitely read it. So here it goes. We need to be brave. We need to be brave. Who dares to have their fantasy? Who sings of new tomorrows? Who paints us brave new worlds? Who dares to think of new beginnings and carefully chisel it out from the infinity stone of the universe, armed with nothing but a pencil? We need the mysticism to save us from the rat race of working ourselves to death, forever chasing the carrot of success. We need the mysticism to wake up from any limitations we were led to believe were true in the name of religion, scientific evidence, and politicians' promises. We need the mysticism to listen to the old and the ancient crone telling us stories from a deep well within, inspiring us to reach beyond. We need the brave to hear the call of the wild, the untamed, the undefined, raw and beautiful. The brave who dares to tread on unmarked paths. There is a magic in writing. I swear writing is what survived me teenage life. I wrote a lot and I read a lot. It is beautiful, right? My amazing friend wrote that. Dragonfly Whispers. That was interesting. The last one took a little while to get going, like when it started to flow. Yeah. I wonder what else is possible now. Me too. Thank you all so much. This has been really interesting because it's so brand new. There's been this like bringing something into the world energy with these weekly Instagram lives. And thank you for bringing something new into the world with me, because it's so much fun to do it with, so much more fun for me to do it with people than to do it alone. So I'm going to sign off, but I'll see you next Wednesday. We have a couple more. We have 3 more sessions. So if you can join me live, that would be so awesome. We'll have different writing prompts, more awesome music. You know what's funny? As I was like playing with the music, I took, when I was in high school, there was this like career survey. So you do all this stuff. I hope there'll be a chapter 2. Me too. I'm so grateful for this journey. Yeah, me too. So I took this like career survey, and my number 1 like career based on the survey was to be a DJ, DJ music. I laughed so hard at that. And then as I was like playing with the music, I was like, oh, this is actually really fun. Maybe I could DJ. I'm DJing now. So I guess they knew something. So I'll be DJing for you next week. I'll see you guys. If you miss any of these and you want to go back, or you want to go back and have a longer time, like get into the energy of it and write longer because I know the flow of writing can just kind of pour out sometimes. These are all found on my YouTube channel under the Summer Love playlist, Summer Romance playlist. That's Cassy Summers Curious Universe. See you guys next week. Bye.